I've been working about 9 years on the ideas for this video on how to introduce your characters. 9 years ago, I wrote a post for BookFox on character descriptions when you're introducing your characters. Then about 5 years ago, I wrote a whole chapter in the Linchpin Writer about how to introduce your characters. And then 2 years ago, I did sort of a trial run of this video on TikTok with just a 29-second video. Also, character introductions are something that I focused on when editing books over the last decade, both looking at what they're doing well and also places where
You
they
become
can
a
improve.
professional once the money you regularly make from it becomes something you actually orient your life around. I mean, am I not orienting my life around it, though, already as an amateur, Levi? So that was kind of the premise, is like, if you're, let's say, a hardcore amateur and you are all in on it, No. The whatever you're doing, because you start off as an amateur, right? So I guess the context for this is you start off as an amateur. You're an amateur. You would consider yourself an amateur only because you are extremely dedicated to whatever hobby you are doing. But as soon as you start to gain value and worth in a trade value, whether that's currency or some other form of acknowledgement for whatever you're doing, that's the transitional period between being an amateur and being a professional. Is that a better way of saying it? I've had issues with people on Twitch. I don't have them on my actual stream, but when I'm on someone else's stream, there's a few conflicts sometimes. Well, it's bound to happen. It's just, it's the internet, right? You just move on. Sometimes you just step away from the key. Like, it's unbelievable how many of your internet problems go away when you step away from the keyboard and put your phone down. Oh, wait. All of them go away because they're internet problems. That's just... Good morning, Eddie! Welcome. How are you doing? I think of your understanding of being a professional is wrong, but I get what you're saying. Well, I agree that like, at a certain level, you have to at least be sustainable with the money that you're making, right? The only reason I would say it would be sustainable for me is because I live with my parents and I literally don't pay anything. So, any money is just money in the bank. So, a number isn't of as much value to me as the prospect of the increase itself. And that's just from my point of reference, because I'm a spoiled fucking Nepo baby. So, it is what it is. But that's, like, where I'm coming from, just the most basic of basics, right? But again, I wouldn't even... it's a complete joke, hyperbole, again, word. The money has to be a factor in your economic calculation for lifestyle expenses. So I don't pay for my phone, I don't pay for my internet, I don't pay for my electricity, I don't pay for my water, I don't pay for my roof. I don't have a car or a vehicle. So literally the only thing I spend money... Oh, and like food. Like, I don't spend money on food. So like I just don't spend money. Like, I'll buy, like, a chocolate bar and, like, a banana and, like, a drink every now and then. But I've even stopped buying fucking chocolate bars. You want to know why I stopped buying chocolate bars? They went from 98 cents to $1. I was like, nope. Nope. Too much. Cut off. Stop buying them. Fuck that shit. 2 cents adds up over 2 years, guys. That's them $2 for a fucking chocolate bar. But yeah. I guess actually the only thing that I pay is taxes, and I got like a fuck ton of money back in taxes because this is the first year I filed income taxes because I only worked at the end of 2024, so it didn't affect the tax. So this year I did like 2023, 2024, and 2025, even though I don't think I worked in 2023. But who knows? No, wait. No, I started in October 2023, and then I never did taxes for 2024. So then I did taxes for 2025. So yeah, it was 2023, 2024, and 2025. And it was like $4,000 or something like that. So it's like, even with my taxes, I still get my fucking money back. Canada's not bad with tax returns and stuff like that, especially it's all through like my parents and shit like that. So like amateur pro isn't actually a dichotomy. You can be operating at a professional level but not actually be a professional. That's another thing too, Levi, is that's also perspective, but isn't that also part of the conversation of perspective is the entire point of having the academic piece of paper, is to get that perspective. So it's like, to be able to call yourself a professional, people push things to such a line where it's like, hey, I made 1 cent off of this, so I'm going to call myself a professional instead of an amateur. Because it sounds better on paper, and when people ask me, then I'm just going to stretch the truth enough and exaggerate. That's the word. I'm going to exaggerate enough that I build up enough of these walls in front of people's suspension of disbelief that they'll just either give up and accept it, or they completely turn away and I no longer have to deal with it. Either outcome, you don't have to deal with it anymore. And that's how I think about interacting with people.
Wriggly Warhammer Slurpee Sledgepole Moisture Missile Veiny Excalibur Throbbin Gobstopper Blunt Force Boner Flesh Lightsaber Tallywhack Titan Creamsicle Cannon Jousting Javelin Plonker of Doom Spank Shaft the Third Pork Sword Supreme the Girthquake Purple People Poker Trouser Troublemaker Rajin Rado.
Where did it end? Rod of Justice, Dungeon Dangler, Sausage Scepter, Goo, Geezer, 9000. I didn't even see the name on that video, but I assume it was Smokey. You would guess correct.
Geezer.
Geyser. Goo Geyser. Goo Geyser. Greetings all. Greetings, Smokey. Welcome. We are over an hour into the stream, and as you well know, we are 29 seconds into the video!
Now I'm putting all those pieces together into
we haven't gotten to the first
8 steps.
The first fucking
absolutely
thing.
Brilliant, and they
Geezer
apply
is
to
my
every single
favorite
character,
90s rock band.
protagonist,
Geezer. That's an actual band. I have never heard of them. Or I don't know that I know them.
Minor characters, everyone. After you watch this video, you are never going to introduce a single character without thinking of these ideas. So let's get started with number 1. When you introduce a character for the first time, make them do something.
I mean Weezer.
That's what I was thinking. I call people Geezer all the time. You alright, Geez? I was like, wait, what's the name of that one band? Me not know name well, guy. Me not know name well.
Usually it's best if you interrupt them in the middle of what they're doing and make sure that they're doing something that says something about them as a character.
King
It's
Geezer.
not just a meaningless thing that they're doing. You're trying to show who this person is through what they're doing. In Game of Thrones, the very first time that we meet Tywin Lannister,
Yes,
he is
I
skinny
love
and
referring to this scene because the actor learned how to skin a deer actually, so that this scene would be as authentic as possible. And it's like one of those things where, you know, like you learn a skill every day kind of thing. Like, never turn down the opportunity to learn a new skill. Even if you only ever use it once, it'll be another mark on the graph of a skill that you learned. So never feel that a skill that you learned ever goes to waste. Oh, and shit. Well, we're taking an ad break, guys. Fuck. Now I know where these... For those of you who don't have ads, you know those chiming sounds that we've been hearing? Those have been... Where there's no chat? Those have been ad breaks. We figured it out. We know where the sound comes from now. It was ad breaks. Imagine that. You know, imagine being on Kick and never having to deal with ads. I don't know why everyone just doesn't go on Kick. And now that I think about it, why am I not watching Asmin on Kick? Why am I still watching Asmin on Twitch? Okay, I gotta start watching Asmin on Kick now. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Never even thought... It's because it's routine. Simply because it's routine. It's literally just on my phone, already open, and like I literally have a browser just for watching Asmin at work. And it's just always on his homepage. So I just always go to the latest video and then I just watch the VOD from the beginning.
Meet Wand of Madness, Whackin' Kraken, Yogurt, Yakuza, Pipe of Prophecy, Milk Tank, The Merciless, Tip Top, Thick Stick, Chodzilla, Squirty, McStiff, Sir Wanks, Alod, Bloopinator, 3000, Noodle of the Nether Realm, One-Eyed Oracle, The Moist Monk, Girth Worm, Jim Boner, and the Mist Hog of Havoc, The Jiggly Jester, Thick End.
True!
Routine, poutine.
Thick and sticky Captain Cockquake, Shaft of Shadow. Damn, Smokey, that's some fucking prime poetry, motherfucker. I love it. Bring it. Bring it. What's sad, Levi, is routine poutine contains cheese curds. And I was actually talking to, I can't remember his name, but whoever I rated yesterday.
Thank you for redeeming chair dance.
Damn it.
Itox will now dance for you.
We were talking
Please
about
fully enjoy
poutine,
this
and
immersive
I said,
experience.
don't ever trust poutine with cheese curds. Now think about this, guys. Yeah, Ninja-kun. Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm terrible with... God damn it, Smokey!
Reload.
Okay, I had to dodge the bullets! Damn, son! Ah, he's going
Dancing
for it!
bitch, it ain't over yet.
Ah! Oh no, we broke it. Guys, we broke it! No, we didn't actually break it. I just moved it. I keep hitting headphones and smacking my mic. How did you dodge all of them? I'm fucking Neo, motherfucker! No, I'm AI, duh. I'm a fucking hologram. How long the fuck has this been going on for?
did
I
good,
feel
you
like
can
this is,
rest
yeah,
now,
okay.
babe.
I'm like, hasn't this gone on very, very, very long? Okay, I just need to take this token and we can carry on with the video, guys. Oh!
Thank you for redeeming chair dance. Itox will now dance for you. Please fully enjoy this immersive experience.
Man, you're worse than a whatchamacallit? Stormtrooper.
Do not drink water. Do not
Oh my
move.
god.
Do not move.
You guys
It ain't
are
over yet. Do not go to sleep.
Okay, you can't blame me for not. I'm trying to watch the video now. What up, motherfucker? We are slaves to Smokey. He has taken over the stream.
You did good.
I got
You
no
can
points
rest now,
now.
babe.
He's out of points, guys. Smokey used all of his points. He didn't even buy us a brown. How could you, sir? You did not even buy us a brown. You're the dare to come in here and not buy us a brown. Or it is a very much disrespect, sir. Very much disrespect. I do not believe it. I do not believe this, good sir. He did not bring on the brown. Oh, you fucked up, Smokey!
Thank you for redeeming chair dance.
And I gotta have another choke?
Please
damn,
this
guys.
immersive experience.
Ah, no, Smokey, what are you doing? How is it so cheap? How is it so cheap? Fuck. It's not good, guys. This is where we need the skip button. Okay, one in chat if you guys want a new skip button that you guys can spend your own points to skip. True, Smokey. True. And then we can skip everyone else's because Smokey will be the only one who will be able to skip it. But Smokey's also the only one on kick. Oh shit, 1 bit, motherfucker! Yeah, hell yeah, Levi, thank you so much, good sir.
Much appreciated. Less than 4 left.
Holy shit, we got 1 cent, guys, fuck yeah!
What are you doing? I'm giving you my earth germs.
You did good, you can rest now, babe. Do not drink water.
Die, alien.
Not an alien, you
Man, guys, if you guys keep giving me so much money...
Have
I'm
another
Hank's
Coke.
friend.
Thank you for redeeming chair dance.
Brock
Hickox
Simpson.
will now
That's
dance.
garbage! I gotta change the audio on that.
Run because I had a lighter up my ass.
Okay, now I believe you're Hank's friend.
Guys, they're gonna start thinking that I'm like, what's the word? What's the word? Damn.
Keep dancing, bitch, it ain't over yet.
True. Hyperactive. No, Smokey will be the only one who's able to skip it, but Smokey's the only one. You just a cam girl now. Dance if you want another bit. This is fetish content. Guys, they're gonna think I'm committing fraud if you keep giving me so much money. They're gonna be like, where the fuck did all this money come from?
You did good, you can rest now, babe.
And I thought, Beezus, I was always a cam girl. Haven't you seen the profile picture? If you click the profile picture, it goes directly to my OnlyFans. Right, I keep forgetting. I need to grind more weed. For your bit. Oh, holy shit, guys! You know what it's like to die? Oh my god! Thank God I'm AI and I'm invulnerable. Holy shit, that was crazy. I'm just surprised you were willing to throw it back for 47 cents. The money's not the point, Beezus. It's the entertainment. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be humorous. It's supposed to be a spectacle. It's supposed to be ridiculous. The true concept of humor is subverting expectations. And if you can do that with either the truth or hurting someone, that
Don't make me
is
goon.
gold. No, see, Smokey, today's the day you're gonna have to goon. Today's the last goon day, because
Do
it's
not
the
drink
last
water.
day
Do
for...
not leave your seat. Do not move your feet.
Okay,
Do
I
not
need
stretch.
to figure out which one of these is
Bathroom.
wellness
another
checks. Because you guys are eating away at my weed at this point, man. Oh, actually, Levi, I didn't think about it. Okay, I do have one expense. Guys, I have one expense. I just realized I buy my own weed. I'll admit it, I buy my own weed. See, I'm not getting you smoked. Good community Twitch. I was gonna say, Smokey, today is the day to finish your goon session. If you've been holding it in, let it out today, because this is the last day for Book Fox.
Do not stretch.
See, it's supposed to say something else.
Have another toke.
I need to figure out where the audio file for this is, so that I can change it. Okay, viewer rewards, channel points, edit, manage alerts. No, that's just the alert boxes. Edit this. Where is the fucking thing where I can drop an audio cue? I don't understand. 'Cause I've added the audio cue for wellness check. I think you mean we buy your weed? Could redeem garbage 800 times. Yeah, and it's supposed to say something, but I can't figure out...
Water. Do not leave your seat.
I can't figure out where the hell it is.
Do not stretch. Do not go to the bathroom. Have another toke.
Why is it playing that audio on garbage? I have fucking no idea. Why I can't upload an audio file? I'm just gonna drag and drop the audio file and see if it goes in there. Because we obviously uploaded the other one, and I don't know where it is. But it should be in... Wait, it should be in stream, emotes, channel points. There's wellness check. Yeah, garbage stream, right here.
This streamer is garbage. I don't want these L channel points.
That's what it's supposed to say. But it just doesn't, and I can't figure it out. So I'm just, for now, guys, I'm just gonna disable garbage until I can figure it out. Because I don't know which ones are garbage and which ones are actually smokes. Hold me closer, Charlie Dancer. Haven 2! Welcome, welcome! How's it going? Sorry, I was slightly distracted there. Trying to figure this bullshit out, but it's never working. So now I can't tell if people are garbaging at me or trying to get me to take tokes. And I don't know how many tokes I'm supposed to take now, because I've heard the thing like 4 times, but I've seen garbage like twice, and I've seen wellness check twice, I think? I have fucking no idea. But man... Only one wellness check.
Do not drink water. Do not leave your seat. Do not.
There's a wellness check right there.
Do not go to the bathroom. Have another toke.
True. See, and I was pretty sure it was 13 who also did it. You guys are using your channel points. Fuck yeah. We need to get other shit in there. Maybe I can use those channel points for what I was doing with Botrix and kind of do the same thing. Guys... 5-head idea. We got to write that down. That's what we're doing next. We're transferring all of the Botrix buys that Smokey keeps doing, and we're gonna turn those into how to do channel points. I'm gonna find a fucking way to do it, guys. True. See that emote? That's that poster. It's the Cheshire Cat, and you can see the moon right there. Very, very important. That's why I always keep the... Because, you know, we got to make sure it's not a full moon, so we don't go full werewoman every day. You don't want a werewoman every day. Smokey, you will no longer be in solitude. The others will be able to enjoy chair dances and glasses and brown. At the same value that you do, Smokey. Except technically they have double currencies. About time. How boring over there. I know, right? I'm such a fucking garbage, lazy-ass piece of shit streamer. I can't even fucking do 2 things. I literally can't do 2 fucking things. It's all I need to do. 2 things. I just don't know. I fucking don't know how to do them. Well, that sucks. It's rigged, man. Everyone lost. Everyone lost everything. Everyone lost everything except Haven. Haven was playing smart like Muffin. He was like, nah, I ain't having none of this. Oh man, that's great. Okay. Show them who they are. You should switch up the item shop, get new. Yeah, Smokey, there's just... Dude, my list of things to do for the stream is like 100 things long. Like, I have like 6 months worth of stuff to do. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. But it's just one item at a time. Just one item at a time. Tick off those items. You know? And eventually, we'll get there.
A deer. What does this tell us about him as a character? One, it signals at his ruthlessness, right? But it also tells us that he's very hands-on and he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. In The Walking Dead, the very first time that we meet Negan, he is carrying a baseball bat with barbed wire around the ends of it. And spoiler alert, he kills 2 people the very first scene that we meet him. Now, every time I bring up this point, there are always dozens of people that bring up the same exact...
Get rid of dial-up. What a scam. Like 5k points. I thought wellness check was like stretch or drink water. Yeah, it's a parody, 13. So when you wellness check, but the thing is, I always take a drink of either my chocolate milk or my water after I have a toke. So if I have a toke, I am guaranteed to drink something. So it's kind of an oxymoron. But you have to be in the know.
Objection. What about Strider or Aragorn in Lord of the Rings? The very first time we meet him, he's just sitting in the corner of the prancing pony. But if you read the book, he's not just sitting there passively. He is actually listening to the conversation and watching them very intently. So surveillance is definitely not doing nothing. And what's more, on the very same page, he immediately goes to Frodo and warns him of the danger of his friends being too loud. Now, I'm sure there are some exceptions that exist out there, but in general, it's a fantastic idea if you make your character do something when you show them for the first time. The second thing you should do when you're introducing a character is you should make them say something.
Make them say something. So, we can say, in all honesty, we used kind of both of these. If we look at Chapter 1 and how Chapter 1 opens, Torg is... And, like, Husai's inner thoughts, so we have, like, the dialogue, him saying something, he's talking about having a great day, and he's got to do something that he's like, whatever about, and then he finds the sphere, and then it's like, oh, it introduces Torg. Well, how does it introduce Torg? Well, it doesn't actually introduce Torg, it introduces the healer, and the 2 tanks, who are standing like on the opposite side of Torg, and they make a comment about Torg and his actions and the consequences of his actions. And then the healer walks over and heals Torg. And then Torg makes a sarcastic comment and they all laugh, and it's like, it shows that they're friends, it shows they're together, they're saying something, and they're doing something that shows like what they are, right? So even with, like, the first couple of scenes, and even with Husai seeing Torg, and we sees Torg and everything at the beginning and stuff, and it's like, he, you know, freaks out, locks the door with this ominous, fucked up magic, and then, you know, introduces, like, Aetharg, and he's talking about the adventurers, and it's like, he's riding the chocobo like he's the leader, and rides through everyone, and leads everyone into it. And you got, like, the monarch and the viceroy, like, doing their whole speech and stuff like that. So it's like, now I'm thinking about it, for pretty much every character, they're doing something and they're saying something, or by saying something, they're doing something. Doesn't mean say something in the way a painting says something. No, I think he actually means dialogue, because that would be the first part. The first part, which is make your characters, like, make them do something, I'd say that's, like, make them say something about the character, right? So those are kind of two parts of it, and then this is, like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna say...
Not talking about is just a throwaway line. You know, someone saying, oh, hey, how are you? Or just this generalized greeting. You're looking for something that's memorable.
Something that's, like, makes it seem like these characters know each other. It's literal banter between people. And Torg is the outcast in this group, where he's trying to get along with them, but he can tell that their mood towards him is not as familiar as between them, because he's the outsider, because he's just there to record everything. He's not part of their actual party. And he's the substitute for Husai. He does mean dialogue. Yeah, because I think not a big dialogue fan. I mean, you've seen me, Levi. I don't really, like, I usually stick to one character in one story and try to have little dialogue as possible. So I understand you, but the book is going to be, like, fucking a shit ton of dialogue. It's going to be banter, it's going to be, like, fucking, like, singing, it's gonna be like it's inner thoughts, it's gonna be insane. Like I said, I don't want it to be thick, I want it to be dense. It's like every paragraph makes you think, every paragraph is giving you something more to grasp onto, like another handhold on a freaking rock wall, and like leading you in a specific direction.
Looking for something that's quotable. You're looking for something that tells us something about this character. So the first lines of dialogue that a character says, it's actually so important I devoted a whole chapter to it in the Linchpin Writer. So let's look at the first line of Tywin Lannister in Game of Thrones. He says,
attacking him was stupid.
And
Lannisters don't act like fools.
So what does this show us about him as a character? One, he's kind of a savvy strategist. Like, he's thinking through things and is cautious about what moves he makes. Two, he's a pretty smart, canny character. This is nobody's fool. And then three, he's very devoted to protecting the family honester, like the Lannister family name. For a second example, let's go back to Negan in The Walking Dead. What does he say for his very first line?
Pissing our pants yet?
It is such a short line, but I think it contains so much about him as a character. He is all about exerting power over others, and
I fucking love that
about
actor.
using fear as the mechanism by which he can control others. So when you're introducing a character for the very first time in your book, pay very close attention to the very first line of dialogue that they say. Look for dialogue that explains who they are as a character. Look for dialogue that might foreshadow what's going to happen in the future. Also, please leave a comment below with your favorite character's introduction and why it's so good. So this next point is honestly the most controversial one in this whole video, and it's also the hardest one to do. Number 3 is show this character's problem. Now, I'm not saying you need to spell out very clearly what the main problems of this new character are. That would be very difficult to do. But I think there is a way that you could hint at it, so someone coming upon your book for a second read would be like, it was there from the beginning. With Tywin Lannister,
that's my
I think
whole
we see
thing.
that his obsession with control and manipulation over others, specifically in terms of his own family honor, ends up biting him in the butt. And with Negan, I think that his devotion to violence signals that, hey, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. But I'd like to bring up one more example here from Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian, specifically the way that he introduces the judge. The judge does something, he interrupts a revival tent meeting. He says something, he falsely accuses the preacher of being a pedo. And third, we learn the judge's problem. Because he basically represents Satan, he is fighting against faith and goodness and God for the entire rest of the novel. Now, before we get to point number 4,
you're getting there,
I'd like to say
Smokey.
really
5
quick
more
that I
minutes.
am opening up some spots for developmental editing. So if you're interested in having
Thank you
me
for
give you
redeeming
feedback
chair
and
dance.
edits on your
Or
Chaos will now
not.
dance for you. Please fully enjoy this immersive experience.
You're gonna, Smokey, you alone are gonna cause inflation to the point that you're only gonna be able to do this once a stream. And you're gonna have shot yourself in the foot, man. Because there's going to be
Dancing
inflation
ain't
on
over
this
yet.
price. Just telling you now.
You did good, you can rest now, babe.
Damn. Getting up there, Smokey. Getting up there.
Your book, check out the link below. Now for this next point, I think it is the easiest one to do badly. It's number 4, characterize them through description.
Characterize through description. As if you ain't done that before.
Now, if you need some examples of how to describe your character for the first time, I actually wrote a whole post on it, so check out that link in the description. Now, the old school method of describing a character for the first time was to write a very long paragraph, real chunker, with every single detail you can imagine about how this character looks. But that style of writing has really fallen out of favor in modern times. The more modern way to do it is just to have a couple lines describing the most salient or important parts of how this character looks. For an example of how to do this well, let's look at Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. What she does really well in this section is do description through contrast. So the first person she describes is the older sister, Mira. We learn that Mira is very tall, learn that she's very strong, and that she has very short hair, which is ideal for combat. And then we get the description of the main character, Violet, and we learn that in many ways she's the opposite of her older sister. She is short, she's very frail because of a childhood illness, and honestly that physical frailty is important because it's one of the main obstacles to her becoming a dragon rider. Really, the only other thing that we learn about Violet's appearance is about her hair. It's long and it ends in silver tips, which ends up being important later on in the books. So Yarros does a fantastic job with this description because we only learn the most important details, and the details all feed into the storyline in some way. They're not negligible details. They help us understand this character. One thing the readers frequently tell me is they absolutely hate when they get halfway through a book and the author first mentions the character's height or their hair or something, and that was completely different than the image that they had in their brain of what this character should look like. So I do think it's best to try to tip off the reader as early as possible, perhaps the first time you introduce them, with something about them so the reader can imagine what they look like. Now, most authors actually forget this next point that we're going to talk about. When you are introducing a character, it's essential that you choose exactly the right spot. Where do we meet one of your characters for the first time? Place is very important. Think about the first time we meet Captain Jack Sparrow. He is riding a sinking ship, which is a perfect metaphor for his career and what's going on in his life. However, he manages to step onto the dock with marvelous aplomb and self-confidence. Or think about when we first meet Indiana Jones. He is hiking through a thick forest in Peru and goes into this underground passage. Or consider Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. When we very first meet Ebenezer Scrooge, where is he? He is in a counting house, counting his money, perfectly exemplifying his greediness. And what's more, it's about when it is. This is Christmas Eve. Now, I should point out that if you're not writing a super adventurous or high concept book, you can still use this advice as well. Look at Sally Rooney's book, Beautiful World, Where Are You? This is a book about romance between multiple characters. So where does she choose to introduce Alice, her main character? She chooses to introduce her in a bar. She is sitting and waiting for a blind date. That's the perfect location for a book like this, which is all concerned about.
So, like, introducing Husai inside of his study, which is, like, his main, like, fortitude and, like, basically home to him. And the fact that he never, ever goes back to that spot, I think is very powerful in the way of showing how he has changed during this journey. And what he now considers home is the people around him instead of a comfortable place to sit down. Like, that's how comfortable his fucking life was before, right?
Coupling and relationships and love. Now, this next point,
Like, I think describes the best, and this is why I changed the line at the very beginning. Ah, shit. Ad break, boys. We got an ad break? Fuck. Only the Chads can hear this one, then. So, get this. When we introduce Usai, he's in his office. His office is home. By the end of the story, he never returns back home because there is no more home. Home is people around him. I didn't get ad break. I don't know. I just go by what it tells me. So I'm like, do I stop and pause? Because like that's what I hate the most about the ad breaks is it's like it fucks with the flow of the stream. But there's no way to get rid of them other than to have pre-rolls, and fuck pre-rolls. So, I don't know. Some people get ads, some people don't get ads.
The thing I hate about adverts is
Fuck! Ah, Smokey, you know that hurts, right? Fuck. Like, I may survive, but like, oh my god.
no breaking.
Okay, I'm dodging them from now on. Okay. Now I completely have no idea where I was. Getting too much stream time in my ads. Right now. True, Jesus, true. Hand me your money, bitches. No, but seriously. Introducing Husai in his office, and his first line being, not every battle is a challenge. And he's literally writing a speech. So he has gone from being an adventurer to basically being a bureaucrat to the point that he thinks a battle is writing a speech. And then the place that he returns to, thank you, at the end of the story, which is his true home, which is consciousness, and having his consciousness return to Gaia.
Not every channel is a balance.
Oh, that's so true, Levi. Like, I don't know what to say, guys, but, I mean, again, thank you. I don't know how, but you somehow managed to stick through all of the bullshit, and I praise you for that, you know? I pride myself on creating random-ass bullshit, and the fact that it's, like, actually kind of working is very surprising to me. But I am very glad that it is. Don't get me wrong.
Is probably not one that you've heard of before. It is number 6, opposite of their narrative arc. So when you're introducing a character, you have to think about how they're going to change over the course of this book, or even over the course of, say, a series. And what you want to do is you want to introduce them in a way that's completely opposite of where they're going to end up. What that does is it makes their character arc even more.
See, guys, this is how good of a fucking writer are we? Come on, guys, stoke it up, stoke it up. It's just, that's how in-depth and woven our ideas are, and damn it, guys, no one said anything. I'm a fucking retard. Do you guys even care? You guys even care about the effort that I try to put in here? I didn't even notice. My bad, guys, sorry. I fixed that. Anyways. Best thing we can do is look at it from the layers, right? And this gives me the perspective of how it actually is, because these are the things that I really want to do, but I've had no way to put them into words. So I like find it what's the word? Not redeeming. What's the other word? Validated. It's like I feel validated in my writing when I get told something like this, or an idea like this is introduced, and I say, okay, well, how does this apply to my ideas? And it's like, oh, it does apply to my ideas. I do use this. I just didn't realize that I used it. Because I don't have the technical skills, I just have the imagination. That's why we're building the technical skills, to go along with the imagination. And then when those two can line up, that's the moment we're just going to explode onto the keyboard with our frickin' story. But it's like knowing the reasons, right? And having them down and put where you need them to be. So he's happy-go-lucky in a great place, and he's only worried about writing a speech that doesn't really matter, to literally blowing up the world. So it's very much a very different place.
Extreme and more pleasurable for the reader to see that wild change. Let's look at Sokka in Avatar: The Last Airbender. So in the very first scene where we meet him, paddling through this frozen lake, he's introduced as this sexist, immature jerk. And that gives the authors a lot of room to have him change and transform over time. Now, I know this is really difficult for those of you who might not know how the end of your book is going to play out, but I think it is something to think about hard right now. How you introduce them affects how they're going to end up by the end of the book. Now, this next point really is about how authors frequently mess up when introducing their characters. And it is point number...
The ATLA pilot is kind of whack, to be fair. ATLA. Oh. Last Airbender. Avatar. It was a different time, guys. What, did pilot in like 2006 or something like that? It's 2005, guys. It was 20 years ago. The first episode of Avatar came out 20 fucking years ago. Probably came out a little bit earlier. I don't know when the difference between the Japanese releases and the like subbed or like dubbed version, or if they were just calling it the dubbed version, because I only watch ever subbed, which is technically the Japanese release, which is the one I only really care about, but I don't really care. The production quality is noticeably worse, and the characters aren't quite who they are in the actual show. Also, it's a Western show. Yeah, because it was an adaptation for, like, the Cartoon Network, right? So the pilot, like, I'm sure what the Japanese did, this is what I think, Levi, this is pure speculation, but I think the Japanese sent in a bunch of different, like, westernized shows to see if they could get them to catch in the West. And they just made single, like, shitty pilot episodes for them, and their plan was just for a couple of them to stick. And boy, did they stick. And I think that's the reason why you can look at a lot of those shows, look at the pilots, and then look at the second episode from on. It's like the pilot... Well, that's what I mean, is because usually they what they do is they, what's the word? Like they outsource, what's the word? Think of the word that they do for, like, translating, but it's like for like other things. It's not just translating, but it's like, you know, like the social stuff, like, you know, different puns and stuff like that. There's a localize. Yes, a localizer. There you go, localizer. I'm pretty sure they would have had the idea, like, in, like, they would have had, like, because it's based off of a book, right? Like, they had the book, and then they pitched the idea, which they probably made a pilot episode of, but they probably made a bunch of different ones. Wait, you listened to Avatar in Japanese. The books are a device. I'm not sure what that means. No, Bees, this is the first time I ever watched Avatar. I watched it in English because I was watching it on TV. But the second time I watched the entire series, like after I got a computer, I watched it like sub with Japanese voiceovers, like a writing device. Still not following you. Like, you're saying, like, the books are, like, poetry or something like that? Like, the original books that they're based off of? But
Number
anyways.
7, avoiding common introduction mistakes. Now, the first mistake
Avoiding common introduction mistakes. I'm gonna listen to the sub version to see how much of a weeb you are. Dude, you can't even compare subbed and dubbed. The Japanese just do voiceover way fucking better. Period.
that I see really frequently is
That's just my
authors
opinion.
trying too hard.
Nah, cartoon voice acting is top tier. Okay. Okay, Beezus. Maybe I'm just biased. It's just anime dubs that trash. Okay. I mean, to be fair, all the cartoons I watched on TV growing up were all, you know, like I watched Naruto in English, I watched Fullmetal Alchemist in English, I watched One Piece in English, I watched yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, I watched them on TV. When I watched anime on TV before I had a computer, I was watching it, like, on cable in, like, 2004, 2005, 2006. So I was watching it in English because it was on, like, the channels that I had. But as soon as I got a computer and I had access to the internet, because I took Japanese in high school, that's when I started watching it with subs. They all try to speak with the same tonalities as the Japanese do. Yeah, but the language doesn't match in that aspect. Especially because Japanese doesn't have the consonant vowel. Like, all their consonants are beside each other, beside a vowel, or they're doubled. Sokka voice actor has a YouTube sketch channel. It's very funny. Chris and Jack. Interesting. Yes, I know Avatar is a cartoon, Levi, but it was on the Cartoon Channel where I watched all of anime. Like, I also watched, like, you know, like Invader Zim, Reboot, what's another like American one? They're just not the ones that stand out to me. Like Gargoyles, thinking more now like Saturday morning cartoons than Friday night anime. Dub is my jam and sub is annoying because I can't keep up with the text. I read super fast, Sean. I read super fast. And you can all tell I don't read what's actually there. So it's like, sometimes I get really fucking confused and I have to go back and I was like, oh, I fucking totally read that wrong. I'm retarded. It's kind of annoying, but, you know. Plus, like, I know certain, like, if someone spoke to me in Japanese, I'd probably be able to pick out 10% of the words. And I'd probably have an idea of what they were trying to say, if they were just using basic words. Like, I understand, like, connotations and, like, hore, sore, like, you know, basic shit like that. Like, particle usage and stuff like that. Speaking of subs, should I play Final Fantasy X with the Japanese voice acting? Yes, Levi. 100%. Dude, if Expedition 33 had an option for Japanese voices...
It's not nice to say retweeted. There you happy?
No, I'm not happy, Sean. You're not allowed to say retweeted. What if someone gets tired of that? Pretty much every other medium. I prefer American voice actors, though. English voice acting is quite bad. Yeah, it's quite bland, Levi. But yeah, if Expedition 33 had Japanese voices, I'd be listening to them in Japanese. But it only has English and French. Unfortunate. Trying too hard to make the character mysterious. Makes sense. Should, however, experience the Titus laughing scene in English. That scene is one of the darkest scenes in, like, a video game. Because Titus has no idea that like, it's so dark between both of them because it's fucked up because Yuna's like, yeah, I'll go along with this because he doesn't know what I'm about to do. And Titus is like, I don't know why she's so sad. I'm trying to cheer her up. It's like looking back on that scene after finding out, like, what the final Aeon is like, oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. That scene is the best. No spoilers, please. To a fucking game made in, what, 2001? When the fuck did 10 come out?
Hard to make their character seem mysterious. And they'll say things like this to me. What if I don't want the reader to understand?
You just started playing it? Well, good luck, Levi. I won't spoil anything. But yeah, you'll think back on that scene and be like, oh my god.
And the character. I think this mistake comes from a misunderstanding of mystery. Publisher Frank Sheed said this: a mystery is something that you can't say everything about. It isn't something that you can't say anything about. What that means is you don't create mystery about a character by delivering nothing to the reader. You create it by delivering really interesting tidbits, and then the reader craves more. So when you introduce a character,
Ghost
really your
Stories is only enjoyable in dub. Oh, Freaky, was it Freaky Stories? Yes, Freaky Stories. Did you guys ever watch Freaky Stories? Dude, that was another show that really stroked my, like, like, morals and, like, parables and stuff like that. And there's only 2 that I remember. The sub probably isn't bad. It's just an entirely different show. Man, I had AI generate a video of Gawain from my story, and it literally made him look like he was from Nightmare Before Christmas. I told you, Callie, Gawain and Sally are like... Or Stella, sorry, are like Sally and Jack. Like... that was my instant picture when you described, like, the skeleton who steals skins. I was like, it's fucking Jack. And then with, like, when you the way you introduce Stella with her arm off, that's literally how Sally is introduced, with her arm missing. It's, like, such an amazing comparison. I fucking love it. So I think that's great, Callie. But yeah, okay. So if you've never watched Freaky Stories... Basically, there are 2 that I remember. It was like short, you know, little like 5-minute, like 4-minute things. In a terrifying way, I'm not going to bed. True. So, one of the stories was a girl who used so much hairspray, and all she did was like put hairspray in her hair, and like put her hair up to the point it became like so solid that she couldn't even cut it off. So they took like a saw to it. And when they sawed it open, a bunch of spiders came out of it. Because she had, like, spider eggs in her hair. And another time, another one was a guy who was, like, he ran out of gas, or he was, like, running out of gas. And he saw an RV parked on the side of the road. And he went to siphon out the gasoline. And it was the worst taste he'd ever had. And then he realized that he had put it in the septic tank, not in the gasoline spot. Yep. Those are the 2 I remember. But man, that show was fucking amazing. I've seen more millennials whine that Jack doesn't suffer real consequences for the bad things he does. I think you have to really not understand what's going on there to have that take. Wait, yeah, Levi, wait, what? Wait, people actually think that? Wait, Jack is the protagonist of the story, though. Like, it's all about his, like, it's like an epitome of the idea of doing something good and having, like, good intentions behind what you're doing, but not truly understanding the consequences of those actions. Because Jack thinks that he's doing a good thing by helping, like, you know, by spreading Halloween through Christmas. I mean, his taking over Christmas was bad. His intentions were good, but he was super irresponsible. Yeah, exactly, Levi. But, like, his intentions were well... And it's like, it's the childish nature of it, right? Where it's like, in a child's mind, at least from my perspective, like, that's how it's kind of portrayed, is the inability to see beyond to the full extent of things. Because you can't see the entirety of the world. Because you haven't experienced it. And that's like Jack experiencing the other world, like the Christmas world, and all he's ever known is Halloween, I think is an extremely powerful metaphor for, like, moving into and seeing the true scope of what the world actually is. And that your tiny little box isn't all that there is. But that's just what I've always gotten out of it. I fucking love Nightmare Before Christmas. Absolute fucking must see every year, along with A Christmas Story. Jack Skellington has the Headless Horseman from the Ichabod Crane story. Is the Headless Horseman from the Ichabod Crane story. I don't know what that is. The correct course of action after realizing he messed up is to let Santa clean up his mess. His meddling is unwelcome, so it's not his place. Yeah.
Goal is to communicate as much as possible about this character to get the reader interested in them. The only caveat is if you reveal too much, it's going to slow down the pace, right? So how do you reveal just the right amount to keep the pace moving? And remember that no matter how much you give away about a character when you first introduce them, there's always more that the reader's going to be curious about.
Meddling where you aren't
that's where the
supposed
true
to is
mystery
the essence
lies.
of being
The
a
second
hero.
mistake that I see.
I mean, I guess that is very true, Callie. Because if, like, the definite caveat of essence is definitely important. Because even if you're in a state, let's say, oh, like, well, what about a police officer being a hero? Well, if a police officer is a hero, that means he went above and beyond what everyone else did. It wasn't standard what he did, right? So meddling is usually, or like not wanting to meddle with things is usually what keeps people in place. So the person who does meddle is usually the person who's above that, who is usually the person who interrupts whatever happens. Essence of being a hero is doing what is right, no matter how difficult it is. Well, that's not necessarily. I guess it's doing what you think is right, Sean. It's doing what you think is right. Depends. If you're meddling to help, then that's potentially good. If you're meddling for your own sake, there's a problem. Yeah, it's all about perspective there too, Levi. Like, for instance, I'm not supposed to touch customers, even if they're trying to steal shit. But if they're, like, being aggressive with two older people, I'm going to step in the way and stop that from happening, even if that means breaking the rules. It's worth a slap on the wrist to make sure someone else doesn't get a punch in the face. Introducing a bunch of characters all at once. Yeah, we introduce them in sets of 1 or 2 or 3. And usually it's like, you introduce them as the set of 3, but you only bring in 1 character. So you're like, hey guys, wait out here, I'm gonna go talk to Husai. So it's like, you know there's a group of 3, but you've only met this 1, and then the other 2 come in. And it's like, okay, we've introduced 1, now it's just smooth into 2 more, okay, it's good, and you just keep the pace with that.
really frequently is introducing a bunch of characters at once. If
Soft as baby shit. Oof. I mean, that's something there. You got something going there, Smokey. Rules should only be followed for those who also follow the rules. If a person claims the law doesn't apply to them, then they aren't protected by it. And anyone should have the legal right to unalive them as the law doesn't apply. Jack can be somewhat forgiven because he genuinely had a very little way to know better. He's only known to being the guy who makes things happen, and he discovers a new thing. He's kind of a child. When a child meddles and fucks up, they should get an adult. Yeah. Very well put.
Thank you for redeeming Chair Dance. Itox will now dance for you. Please fully enjoy this immersive experience. Keep dancing, bitch, it ain't over yet.
Dancing and a fog machine. What a treat. I guess so. Smokey really knows how to
Wait till
pile
Muffin
them.
sees you dodging these. You did good, you can rest now, babe.
Ah, all right.
Smokey, you best be shopping for that replacement chair and get a shipping address so OCS can pick it up.
Oh God. I had this chair for like 10 years. This chair for fucking ever, man.
Itox can sit on my face.
True, Smokey.
If you have sort of a group scene where you're like, oh, here's these 4 people, and you spend a paragraph on each one of those people, the reader's gonna have a really hard time remembering who was named what, and they're just not gonna have a sense of them as people. Please, when you're introducing characters, focus on one at a time. It's hard enough to introduce one single character really well. So if you throw in multiple characters, of course you're gonna fall on your face. And the third mistake that happens sometimes is they pass a mirror and introduce what they look like themselves. All right, this is so cliche that most authors like realize that this is a terrible idea, but I wanted to throw it in there because, you know, these cliches persist, and that...
He's right, and you know what? It's
Oh, how sweet.
technically...
Smokey is gonna have himself decapitated and send his head to OCS. Make it the upper head, the other one can't be on stream.
One day Talk gonna be dancing and a bolt gonna go ting and Talk will be dead. just whoosh, just straight over, smash my face on something. Dude, that's gonna be... Dude, guys, I'm calling it right now. When that happens, because I ain't ever stopping. So it's only a matter of when. When that happens, that will be the clip that goes viral. That will be the clip that makes my fucking career as a streamer. It's perfect.
Do not drink water. Do not
No!
leave your seat. Do not move your feet. Do not stretch. Do not go to the bathroom. Have another toke.
Yes! Yes! Oh, don't you just hate it when you sneeze out bullets? God, so painful. It's worse than a freaking tonsil stone. I think there were another one in there. There we go.
Is there a better TTS spam than in? Tilde 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 tilde.
The fuck is a tonsil stone? Is that an old person thing? Matilda? No, a tonsil stone is when there's like a buildup in your tonsils and it's like solidified calcium and basically it like presses itself through your tonsils and you like kind of spit it up. That one doesn't work though, Levi. There's so many symbols that don't work on the TTS. So I think the only one that actually comes close is this. Let's hear them. Guys, let's hear them all in succession and let's judge, okay?
Tilde 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 tilde. Dollar 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 dollar. Percent 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 percent. Carrot 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 carrot. In. Asterisk 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 asterisk.
I think it's probably actually at.
Oh. Comma 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 comma. Add in and add in add in add in and add in add in and add in 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 and add in add in and add in add in and add in and add in add in. Tilde and asterisk snatch dollar. Chameleon. Add in and add in and add
I think the combination is probably the best.
Greater than 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 greater than. Mercy buckets, as my dad would say.
Oh shit!
Is now following. Thank you for following Dan Music underscore
Dan
We're never finishing this video.
Everyone gone. Oh man, we're never finishing this video.
Carrot greater than greater than greater than underscore 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 and carrot greater than greater than greater than underscore 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 and carrot greater than greater than greater than
Oh my god, I'm getting cramps from moving around too much, guys, here. Fuck, man. You're killing me, Smokey. The fuck are you doing? Oh, yeah, Dan reference. Goated with it. Hell yeah, Dan up in the house.
Thank you for redeeming Chair Dance. Itox will now dance for you. Please fully enjoy this immersive experience.
True. Just because the first 30 seconds took an hour of the stream to get through doesn't mean that we won't finish it. I mean, hey, if it took us an hour to get through 20 seconds.
Take my dollar, you filthy horse.
Yes, daddy.
Keep dancing, bitch, it ain't over yet. Sean, I think that chair is holding in well.
It's reinforced my dick. I mean, what?
You did good, you can rest now, babe.
Dan! It's a damn. Damn who damn. Anyways, pass a mirror and see themselves. This is kind of cliche because Husai kind of does this. But it's in a different way. So when he goes into the soulscape in chapter 3, he basically has to fight a mirror image of himself. So that's where you get the idea of what he is, because it's a mirror of him. And then it's like, you're questioning to yourself, wait, but he just saw himself as an octopi, why is he human? And that's going to be a question in your mind that's slowly going to be peeled at, right? And that'll keep it interesting. So we technically do this in a way, but in a interesting way.
That's not how you want to introduce a character. Now, for our 8th and final point, we're going to look at reintroductions. A reintroduction is simply when you need to introduce a character after it's been a long time.
Oh, there he goes. He's gonna do it right now. It is no problem. He knows exactly what is going on. It is a no. So from here, we will very much go on the opposite side, because I still have to take a joke from when Sean put on the wellness check, do I not? So we must go with that joke right now. I do not know. I think I packed it. Yes, see, I know that I am very good when you put out the bong and the bong is already packed. You are like, you have fucked up somewhere, but you are good because now you don't have to. Exactly, Smokey. It is very much so trash. Welcome to the very much a trash stream, good sirs. We are the worst. We are the worst stream on Twitch. 100% and down. We are the worst stream on Twitch. There is no comparison. We are the worst. We have the best community though. Do not get me wrong. It is the community. It is all about you guys. You guys are the ones. And that is why I will tell you right now, very important, do not redeem.
How do you get away with smoking on
Please.
Twitch? Thought you wasn't allowed to do it.
Do not redeem. That is very important. If you redeem, then you cannot get the money. But if you do not redeem, then we can give you the money. Do you understand? So what we will need is we will need the 3 numbers on the back of your card, good sir, as well as the social insurance number. That would be very helpful, sir. And if we can do that, then we will get you your money. Is that understood? Okay. No, do not click redeem. No, sir. No, do not click redeem. Do not redeem. Do not redeem. Do not redeem, sir. No, that is not good. Do not do it. It is a no. Please do not. And I can get away with smoking because smoking is legal. I buy this is legal weed. I spend my own money to buy my own legal weed in Canada. And There is a tag for excessive marijuana use, but the only reason we would even go close to excessive marijuana use is because of you guys making me have talks. That is the only reason. Otherwise, I have like 1 talk an hour, maybe not even 1 talk in an hour. I do not sit here and smoke bowl after bowl after bowl. I smoke a bowl, I sit, I relax, I sit back, I get to go with the flow, and then I say, maybe one time I say, oh, I need a talk, and then we take a talk. But there really isn't any much to it. Is this racist to say that I just realized just now that subconsciously, when I'm doing, like, the brown accent, part of the brown accent comes from, like, I don't know what to call it, like, mannerisms of, like, Indo-Canadians that I know? And I'm just thinking now, is it extremely racist that I'm thinking, holy shit, could I do, like, a bunch of different accents and turn those accents into individual people in a profile, like a character profile, around that accent, you know, and because of specifically, not the accent itself, but the speech pattern and the word usage and the, like, mannerisms and expressions and, tone of that. I don't know. I don't believe in racism. Yeah, I only believe that people hate other people, Levi, and people just hate groups of people. You can put whatever label on that group of people you want, but yeah, I just think people hate people, period.
To be honest, I wasn't listening.
Oh, neither was I, Smokey. Wait, do you guys listen to this guy? Don't listen to this guy. He's fucking retarded. Don't ever listen to him. If you're listening to him, literally mute the stream. No, literally press Control W, guys. Guys, can I get a W in chat? Everyone, can you press Control W? That'll press a W in the chat. That'd be a great help to the stream, guys. Be a huge help. Okay, so, in that case, the creating a profile for a character around an accent because it forces you into a mindset of, like, a different person. So using that perspective in order to play out...
Okay, so in that case, Woo, creating a profile in
You were saying?
a different person? We're all one person, the human person.
True. You put MJ to shame. Smokey, don't say such a grand name next to mine. It would cause filth upon it. No one will
MJ puts
ever
MJ
be.
to shame.
No one will ever beat the level of MJ. I don't think there will ever be someone who will be that fantastically over the toply eccentrically accepted.
I want to go to Neverland.
I don't care about the person. I care about the music. And, like, I don't give a fuck what he did. He was literally probably the greatest, like, influence of our age when it comes to dancing. Like...
More of a Bowie guy personally.
Oh, I totally, you know, it's not like I put him as number one on my list. I'm just saying if you look at statistically how famous and influential and how much people derive their and like use his music as inspiration over the last like 20 years, 30 years, it's actually pretty phenomenal, right? And especially in like his evolution of the idea and expansion of like pressing the boundaries of dance, I'd say. Black Star was a goated album. Oh, by the way, the AI video made Gawain dance like MJ for a bit. Damn, Callie. He's going like... Yeah, do the shoulders. It's the shoulder roll. You gotta do like the head bob and like the shoulder roll. It's like one of the hardest things to do.
I said the world is full o' pain, but we gotta love more, not hate. Don't stop till you get enough. Hee hee hee.
True, Smokey, preach it, brother. Okay, guys, here we go. Reintroduction.
You've seen them last. For instance, how do you reintroduce a character in book 2 or book 3 or book 7? I think your goal is not to just repeat the most important information like you would with a first introduction, but to slip it in really naturally into the text, just to remind the reader, oh, that's what they look like. For an example of this, let's go back to Fourth Wing, specifically the sequel, Iron Flame. Now, if you remember, Violet had silver-tipped hair in this book. So how far do we get into Iron Flame before we are reminded of that silver hair? It's actually not until page 29, and it's not mentioned in a very explicit way, but sort of tossed off casually. Another character looks at her, and in the second half of that sentence, it just casually mentions that half of her hair is silver. Or you could take the Lord of the Rings strategy, the way that Gandalf is reintroduced after a long period where they thought he was dead. The way Gandalf is reintroduced is not as Gandalf, but just simply as an old man. They don't know who he is. And even he is confused.
Why do you always wear a hat?
Oh, that's right. I was called Gandalf.
We want to see
so
those
I like that the way that reintroduction actually ends up being a lot similar
goes with
to
the shirt.
a first introduction, because he's been transformed into Gandalf the White, and he's kind of a new person now. And I also like that there's some mystery with this reintroduction, because we're wondering who this old man with wizard-like powers is, and then it's revealed, oh, this is Gandalf, and he survived the attack from the Balrog. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and good luck with introducing your characters.
True.